My science fair project is on how well a person can perceive another person's cognitive function based on their physical appearance. It is theorized by Carl Jung that a person has 2 cognitive functions out of 8, total cognitive functions that make up the majority of a person's personality. Down here we have 8 cognitive functions, with the top ones being the opposite of the bottom ones. First impressions are important. The moment someone meets another person, they automatically make predetermined judgments on their personality based on their physical appearance. According to Harvard Business Review, teams that are more familiar with one another are more productive and produce better results. My experiment seeks to find if people who share the same cognitive function can perceive each other's personality more accurately than 2 people with different or neither cognitive functions. 18 volunteers took a personality test to determine their cognitive functions and uploaded a photo of themselves to be viewed by participants. 104 participants completed a survey to determine their own cognitive functions and were asked to guess the cognitive functions of 9 individuals from a photo. And there were 2 forms in total, Form A and Form B. My hypothesis is if someone were to look at a photo of another person with the same cognitive functions as them, they'd guess the photo subject's cognitive function better than those with different functions. My independent variable is the physical appearance and cognitive functions of the photo subject, and the dependent variable is the guessed cognitive functions. Figure 2 is what the questionnaire looks like. 2 cognitive functions for one question with opposite functions at each end of the scale. For example, question 1 is NI versus SE. We'll use figure 3, or photo subject C, on a Form A as an example. 3 on the questionnaire, or 0 on the Excel sheet, signifies no function, 4 and 5 being one function, and 1 and 2 being the opposite. I first compared the participant's cognitive function to the photo subject's cognitive function to see if they were the same, and then I evaluated if the participants correctly guessed the photo subject's function using an if-then statement on Excel. I then grouped together the people with the same function as the photo subject, and I grouped together at the bottom the people who have the different cognitive function, the people in the photo. I did binomial distributions to see if the percent successes of the same versus different function, with different meaning they have the opposite function, were significantly different with a p-value of less than 0.05. In figure 4, I'm using person C as an example, and as you can see, all these values are significantly different, meaning that either the same or different function has a higher probability of success. On the other hand, figure 5, or person C on Form B, is an example of percentages with no significant differences. I then organized all the data by each photo subject in which cognitive functions were significantly different. As you can see on figure 5, for C on Form A, all 4 functions are listed since all of them were significantly different, or they are labeled as successes. Underneath, I also included all the functions that did not have significantly different values for figures 6 and 8, or they are labeled as failures. I put same or different besides each function where same or different functions had a higher percentage of correct guesses, and I put neither for participants who both had 0 for their cognitive functions. I then counted how many sames, difference, and neithers there were for each cognitive function, and compared how many successes and failures there were for each form, and organized them into figure 9. I then took all the percent successes for same, different, and neither for Form A and made it into a bar graph, along with a bar graph for Form B. I also compared the percent successes for the different cognitive functions on Form A and also Form B. As a result, on Form A, participants and photo subjects that did not share a cognitive function had a higher percentage of success. On Form B, participants with the same, different, and neither cognitive function scored the same. On Form A, TE versus FI has a higher percentage of probability of success. On Form B, NI versus SC has a higher percentage of probability of success. In conclusion, people who don't have common functions are more likely to predict the other's cognitive function, or in other words, their personality. The cognitive functions TE/SI and NI/SC are more likely to be predicted. In the eyes of a manager or a leader, hiring individuals who possess no common traits, or people with the traits associated with TE/FI and NI/SE, may lead to better familiarity, and therefore better work results. Of course, the data presented may have its limitations that may have resulted from people being typed as wrong cognitive functions from the personality test. I would like to further analyze the photo subject's physical appearance to discover the reason the difference of results from Form A and Form B.